Hello and welcome to Power to the People with me, Graeme Pryce. I've used the old adage of saying there's an elephant in the room a few times to various effects in a few of my videos, usually when I'm talking about Brexit, because Brexit has become not just the elephant in the room, but a half-mile high white elephant sitting on the cliffs of Dover. Whether you did or didn't vote for Brexit, whether you think it's a disaster like most people, or if you're one of the denialists that's still waiting for the benefits, we can all agree that Nigel Farage was undeniably the face of the apathy, political naivety and ignorance that brought us Brexit. I think it's pretty undeniable that Brexit would never have happened without Nigel, yet somehow, despite less than 30% of people now saying they think it's a good idea, we're once again seeing political short-term memory loss as leagues of low IQ individuals fail to connect the dots and don't realise the lying scammer is lying to them again. But therein lies a problem that Nigel has created, and it's not an elephant in the room, it's a monster. A swarm of monsters, maybe even. Farage squatted in the pond life of the UK and laid some frog spawn that has now grown into a metaphorical swarm that he has totally lost control of. I'll explain what I mean and show you what I mean right after this. I was just looking at my channel analytics and I was shocked to discover that almost 40% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. I was inconsolable. You can go some way towards redressing the balance by just checking that you've subscribed, that you've rang the bell, and that you're hitting the like button before you go. The internet is a marvellous thing, isn't it? Isn't it? It puts a world of information at the fingertips of billions of people. From statistics to social media, from blogs to bellends dancing badly on TikTok. Your Uncle Dave finally finding out what the words to Come On Eileen are after 40 years. Or just hilarious videos of people falling over, often fat people. The internet has utterly changed the world. It's not always cat videos and cute puppies though, is it? I tend to think the internet wasn't actually doing that badly at making the world a better place until social media really took off. Reform UK are very effective with their social media campaigning and also enjoy being continually promoted and boosted by twats like Elon Musk and GBBs who normalise their false claims, misinformation and outright evil bastardry every day. You won't get far on social media without seeing Nigel Farage or Lee Anderson or Richard Tice talking utter shit, sharing false statistics or telling blatant lies. But it's often the responses that are more telling. Mr. Farage'S posted this recently. I don't know much about Mr. Forhad, so I'm not going to comment on him. From what I found out, he seems to be a reasonably balanced fella. To be fair to him, it's one of the first times I've been able to say that I haven't researched a Reform UK candidate and not immediately found that they've got some scornful scandal in the past or festering scabby skeleton not quite hidden in the closet. So, I'm not judging the fella yet. There is a problem that a lot of those little monsters that Nigel Farage created a swarm of can see with this picture and this choice of candidate though. Can you guess what it is? I think you might know where I'm going with this. The little monsters Nigel created are climbing up the banks now and they've got teeth. Vicious as they might be, they're still tiny cowardly little monsters though. So a media like the internet where they can espouse any old shite they please without worrying about getting a punch in the face or a kick in the balls or the sack from their job is absolutely perfect for them. I think Nigel's going to struggle to get them back in the pond, to be honest. let's have a little look at what some of them have got to say, eh? It started off really gently with just a bit of thinly veiled racism and light stupidity from these two. Where's he really from? Well, here from UK. These two are probably just misinformed and a bit dim, rather than outright racist, to be honest. But we're on a sliding scale here, and this one's a bit more sinister. A foreign agent. You'll be deported. Forcefully. The word forcefully, that makes it a little bit darker with that one, isn't it? It just implies authoritarianism, doesn't it? Let's move on. This gentleman is not British, has never been British, and can never be British. Your proposing of this coloniser as a candidate is tantamount to treason. Getting a bit more feisty there. Notice the word gentleman is highlighted because obviously it has to be implied that you can't be a gentleman if you're a Muslim. As for the coloniser thing, one thing I did find out about Mr. Farhad is that he grew up in Preston. He's been living there for decades. He's a legal migrant. He came here as a child, apparently. He's hardly a coloniser. So start to get a bit nastier and quite a lot dumber with this one, though. Unfortunately, Farage, he's not British. He needs to be deported with the rest of them. I'd like to ask this guy who them are and see what his response would be. Although I wouldn't really particularly like to meet him because he sounds like a bellend. I think it's pretty clear we're getting to the kind of people who literally think the UK, a diverse and multicultural island, should only be for white people to live in now. Here we go. Check this one. We cannot let ethnic minorities become the face of reform because it will lead to pandering and the refusal to deport those who should be removed. So there. Have a think about what that person is actually saying, though. Not only are they insinuating that we should literally deport people for just not being white again, but they also want Reform UK to be a solely white party with only white candidates and no chance of any of those bloody foreigners getting in, even if they did grow up in Preston. That's somebody advocating for Reform UK to become a white supremacist party there. They might be too stupid to realise that's what they're actually saying. But fundamentally, that's what they're calling for. We're not only getting into racist territory now, though. We're starting to see the stupid as well. It's like the acrid stench of piss at the bottom of a lamppost, bottom of every lamppost. You know it's there, but you have to get down with the dogs if you want to sniff it. Why is half of UK run by Muslims? This should be banned. Should be British in UK government. Why are police refusing British police but accept Muslim police officer? Not even sure I understood what that was all supposed to mean. I think I might have got the gist of it, but I'm not certain. It started off a bit racist, quickly became stupid, and then collapsed into nonsensical at the end there. That guy votes, though. Doesn't Nigel know it? Well, let's cut to the chase, eh? I mentioned monsters and morons. Take a look at this one. British values in 2050 will be child brides, stoning for apostasy, and halal slaughter in every abattoir if your ilk continue to bury your disgusting boomer heads in the sand. Some of the little prick piped up as well to say, deport him now! We've got monstrous stupidity and monstrous racism battling it out to see who can be the nastiest and dumbest twat on Twitter there, haven't we, apparently? You see, these are the type of people that support Nigel Farage. People who actually believe that if they elect him, every single Muslim in the country will be deported the next day, even the ones that were born here. Fucking idiots. Fucking racist, gullible idiots. Before I get too angry and ranty, let's wind it up. There are, of course, a few occasions where even Twitter thinks that somebody has gone a little bit too far. Doesn't ban them or stop you being able to see what they've said, you know, of course. No matter how disgusting it is what they've said. But it does at least let you know. Here's an example. I'm not going to try and read that one out for you. I'm not even sure what it's actually attempting to say. Homophobic? Probably. Racist? Definitely. Stupid? Well, they all are, aren't they? That's the problem. Thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. I doubt it was pleasant viewing, but hopefully I made it a little bit entertaining and demonstrated my original point to an extent. Britain is not a white-only nation, and it hasn't been for hundreds of years. Nigel Farage is well aware of this, but he's a deceptive and deceitful man who only thinks about his own advancement. He deliberately set out to remove the idea that the UK is a multicultural nation in order to seed his dastardly and diabolical Brexit scheme. He had to make Britain a country where people like 67-year-old Geraldine from Suffolk thinks it's okay to call for the formation of a white supremacist party by accident, or where 55-year-old Frank from Fulham thinks it's fine to say we should remove all brown people regardless of their nationality, to anyone who will listen all day on social media. Those people should be watching Bargain Hunt, or tinkering with a Morris Oxford in the garage, or planting bedding plants in the backyard. Instead, they're bouncing between GBBs, Twitter and Facebook, being continually misinformed and fooled into believing it's proud and patriotic to literally become the thing their grandparents fought against in World War II. It makes me angry, obviously, but it also makes me really sad. The monsters that are haunting Farage are undeniable evidence that he has risen to success by garnering a following of people that he is convinced to be racist morons. And now his fan base is undeniably stupid and undeniably racist, regardless of anything he says or does. His greatest weapon could end up being his own petard. Let's fucking hope so. I'll keep highlighting it, and hopefully some people will see through him, or some more people will see through him. If you want to contribute to me doing so, you can find links to PayPal, Patreon, and the Buy Me a Coffee page, sneakily spawning in the descriptions box. And as always, the join button for memberships is below. Now that isn't all I have to say, but it is as much of what I've got to say about Farage and his ways as I can bear to bring myself to say today. Ta-ra. To social media, from blogs to Bellend's Bouncing Dadley. Bouncing Dadley on TikTok, Bouncing Dadley. Well, I better start that again, hadn't I?